plug this in real fast. Alright. Can I change that one to that one? There we go. Hello, everybody. Not feeling the greatest today. I haven't eaten in a little while, so it's just been a rough couple days. I didn't go live today. I just feel horrible. But I figure we can go live now. Just need to figure things out and whatnot. So I figured, we'll wait for some people to show up, and then we'll start chatting or whatnot. Till then, we at least get a good view. JLR wasn't talking about very much today anyways, so there wasn't a whole lot to cover really. It seems like it's kind of dying out on the Nancy Guthrie case anyways. But it is what it is. I'm not sure how much longer he's staying either, but like I said, I haven't eaten in a few days, so I'm just not feeling good today. So I'm not the most chipperest person right now. I apologize. If you guys are just tuning in, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I am currently homeless living in the van. I'm a type 1 diabetic. Pretty much out of everything. Everything's just going downhill. We're almost out of fuel. We're just sitting here and haven't eaten in a while. The insurance has got 2 days. Still, the painting lady still hasn't got back a hold of me. Just everything's seeming to fall apart pretty fast. Like, it looked good at first, everything was great, and I had stuff lined up, and then it just all started messing up once that lady messed a bunch of crap up. But it is what it is, I guess. But it's a pretty view out here, so at least we get a good view. I'm very, very, very hungry, but I think that's why I don't feel good. And I've got about 5 more days left, about 4 or 5 more days, depending on how my sugars are doing, on insulin left. So I'm going to try to reach out to this program in the morning and go down there. I'm just going to go straight down there. I'm not even going to try to call them. I'm just going to go down there and talk to them. They might have help with food and with, there's a sailboat going by. I'll get to see it in a second. There it is. Make that a little bit more this way. I wish I was out there in the water. But let me zoom in just, I don't know if I can zoom in a little bit now because the chat will be right there. It messes up the chat, but it's a pretty boat. Heck of a view. But anyways, I'm gonna, like I said, that's it's the Brevard Health, not the Brevard, I don't know what to call it, Brevard something. Matthews Hope, Brevard's Matthews Hope. So I'm gonna go down to them tomorrow and see what they can help with. Like I said, I'm pretty much out of fuel. I haven't had food in a while. The insurance gets cut off in 2 days, and I don't know what to do about any of it. I have so many things that need to be paid. I can't even do it. The van needs a oil change. I need to wash clothes. I need to take a shower. I need so many things. It's just overwhelming. But this is one of my favorite spots in Cocoa, just to relax, and just sit and think. Being by the water helps my mentality a bit, You guys feel free to use the chat too if you guys want to ask any questions. Just talk, it makes the time go by better too as well. You guys have been amazing towards supporting me mentally, and I do very much appreciate it. It's such a pretty boat. That's sailing over, but I don't need a bridge right now. Always looks like it's going to hit. It never does, but I mean, there's a height limit and all that, so people usually know their mast height and all that, so, and it's quite high of a limit, so quite a few boats can fit underneath there without an issue. I had probably about 15 feet left that could go. The birds are eating. These little guys are my friends over here. sneaked in on them for a little bit. They're adorable. They come up to the van every once in a while. I'm trying to beg for food, which I wish I would give them some if I had any. I had given them the leftover dog food that I had from the dog. They love that. I don't know if that's good for them, but I guess it can't be too bad. It's good in protein and stuff. Where the heck did they go? They just like flew off to nowhere? Alright, we'll go back over here. But it's a beautiful day out today. It's, you know, not too hot. It's not so bad in the van today. Like I said, I'm just very nauseous feeling. Get that a little bit. Oh, thank you, Kitten. Thank you so much. But hopefully tomorrow I'll find out more answers on help from that. It's a place called in Cocoa. It's called Matthew's Hope. So they do a lot of. Apparently they offer showers too. So I'm praying that I can get into a shower because it's been so long, and maybe laundry somehow. It'll be amazing if I can just do laundry, and you know, I'll definitely use that money for the PayPal kit, and I will use that for food tonight. I appreciate it so much. Like I said, it's been a couple of days. You know, you've done a lot. I appreciate you. It just sucks with it being so expensive every day. You know, everything's so expensive. It costs, you know, just for a meal, it's, you know, like 12 or 15. I'm not talking fast food. I'm talking, you know, going into the store, getting a sandwich is like $6, and something to go with it, and a drink. You're already up to, you know, $14, and that's just for one meal, you know. And then you have fuel on top of that, and it's just, you know, I appreciate everybody who does assist because it's just so expensive right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to, you know, survive in this right now. If it wasn't for me being sick, I wouldn't care if I ate or not, you know. I've gone, you know, before when I was young. Like I said, I was on my own at 15, and I wasn't nearly as stressed, and I could make it, you know, a while without it if I didn't have it. But I get so sick when I don't have food, and my sugars are just doing so bad lately. But you know, it's just a thing I have to figure out. And I know we didn't go live today on JLR. Like I said, he was just sitting there chatting very much. It's not a whole lot going on with the case right now. Everything's behind the scenes, so it's kind of, you know, it's hard to just sit there and watch that, you know. Like I said, plus I just wasn't feeling good today. I'm still not, but I need to get some hours in today. It's important for, you know, we've been getting around 20 to 25 a day. If we can continue that way, it'll, you know, take about a month and I'll be monetized. So that's something to look forward to, unless we, you know, we have a great stream. And like I said, I've got over 1,200 hours in one stream before, so if we could have a couple days like that, we would be all set. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess, you know. I've really got to clean up this van a little bit because it's getting somewhat, it's not like dirty, but I'm just saying because, like, there's so much humidity here in Florida that the van collects, you know, all the moisture, and then that moisture is going to turn into mold, and that mold's going to get me sick, and I've got to be careful with that too, because, you know, having type 1 diabetes is also autoimmune disease, so it kills your immune system. So I can get very, very sick a lot easier. And that's something I'm also worried about, you know, and another reason why I need to take a shower and stuff like that, because it's been a while since I've been able to find a way to shower, and I don't have fuel or nothing to go to the beaches to do it or nothing like that. So the beaches aren't very far, but it's just, you know, that's an extra, you know, gallon of fuel, you know, and I haven't had anything lately. But it's a beautiful day on the water. I wish I was out there. At some point, I'll show you guys around. There's a big anchorage. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll pan over to it real fast. There's an anchorage over there. It goes over to there, and then on the other side of the bridge, there's another. It's the second part of the anchorage. When I had my boat, it was on the. At first, it was on this side, and then I moved it. The other side is just way better during the summer. The storms are, when they come in the other way, and it's a little bit more protected that way in the summer. During the winter, this side's a little more protected. So a lot of people change back and forth. But all the foliage right now is pretty dead from the cold winter we've had, so it's hard to see across it. Even the palm trees aren't, a lot of them, some of them are doing all right, but there's a lot of them that are just, they're just brown because such a cold winter this winter. Florida doesn't see the temperature, especially down this far down south, doesn't usually see below 32, and it's been that way many nights. Luckily, we're in the warming trend right now, so that's a blessing. I'm really looking forward to going down to that place in the morning. Like I said, it's a place called Matthew's Hope in Cocoa. I'm going to see what they had. I did put some Facebook ads. Oh crap! You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put up the. Thank you, Andrew. It's a beautiful view. I forgot to put up the app Liza was talking about. I forgot to do that yesterday. I was going to, and I meant to, and I didn't do it. Definitely got to do that today. That Thumbtack, I think it was called. Was it Thumbtack or was it Post-it, or I don't remember. I forgot which one it was. If Liza comes on, please let me remind me. Or yeah, but okay. Let me tell you a little story about Planet Fitness. And I'm not sure this was many years ago. So I had a gym membership to Planet Fitness when I was in Maine. When I originally started my company, I started it in Maine, and so Planet Fitness, I had a membership there. Me and my buddy were going to work out every day. We were staying in shape, yada yada yada. Now when COVID came, I moved down to here, and I reopened the company here. So I go back and so I go back to probably about a year and a half has passed. I go back to Planet Fit. No, it was probably 2 years actually. I think it was about 2 years. I go back to Planet Fitness to try to start back up a membership. And because I never canceled my membership, they literally charged me every month for 2 years. So it was like almost $200 because I had a black membership, and they wouldn't let me join again, and which I would not pay that. I was like, I'm not paying that. I was like, I get maybe a month because I forgot to cancel it, but you're not going to charge me every month for 2 years for not even coming here. So I will never use Planet Fitness again. And the truck stops, yes, but they just cost money. And that's something I don't have, unfortunately, money to do that. I'm barely eating, a meal a day right now. And I don't have fuel in the vehicle and insurance about to lapse. So that's a big thing that's, unfortunately makes it a lot harder with the truck stops. Once I do get money coming in, that's going to be there is a truck stop. It's not far from here. It is a little bit of a drive, probably about, 15-minute drive. But that's quite a bit of fuel, back and forth to that and all that. So I, until I get money to actually, my main priority is first food, then fuel, and then car insurance, and then I'll work on, stuff like that. Actually, really, it's food then car insurance, honestly, because I'm going to, if I get pulled over, after the next 2 days, then they're going to tow my van because I'm not going to have insurance in 2 days. So I've really got to desperately figure that out too. And I will, it's a hard time. Just got to figure it out. I'm praying that lady gets back a hold of me. Like I said, I know she's on vacation right now. I have reached out to her, but I have not heard back about the house painting, and that's supposed to start next week. And I'm praying it's just because she's on vacation. I'm not going to keep bugging her. I'll send her another update message maybe tomorrow, saying, hey, what's things looking like? Because if I can get that job, and we've already talked, she knows my situation, she's willing to pay me daily. And that would get me on, I can pay the car insurance the first day and have food for a little bit, and then the second day would just all be for food and filling up this thing of fuel and all that. So I would be good in just like 2 days. And it's like money's not gonna last forever, and that job's not gonna last forever. But it's a big start. It's a big step, And that gives me another month on insurance. That gives me a whole lot of things. That gives me food. That gives me, stuff. Unfortunately, that won't be for a few days still. But I might even actually reach out, send her a message shortly tonight or something like that. But I just don't want to be too pushy towards it, because that'll also push away a customer. But I have her cell phone number, so I will definitely reach out to her at some point soon. and update you guys on that job and how that's, if that's, you know, a go or not. If it is, things will be, you know, good for, you know, a little bit at least. That'll, you know, that job alone is 4 days, so that'll pay for food for the next, you know, food, fuel, and insurance for the next few weeks at least, you know, probably more than that. And then on the 11th, I do get food stamps, so, you know, that's coming up shortly too. So that would help tremendously in a few, you know, like a week and a half. I don't have to worry about food for a while. And now that it's just going to be me, I can usually concentrate that money on, you know, just my type of food, you know, and it will last me quite a while. I am in Cocoa, Florida. Right now, where I'm sitting, if you see the bridge right there, I'm at the edge of Cocoa, and across the bridge would be Merritt Island. And then after Merritt Island is Cocoa Beach. I hang out in this area during the day because it's a public area that's open till 2 o'clock in the morning. So I try not to sit at the store all day, because then they'll just, you know, say, hey, you can't just live here, you know. So it keeps away the cops in this places, you know. The cops have come up to me once here and just asked me, you know, they said my vehicle fit a description, which was a bunch of bull crap. They just wanted to, you know, figure out what the hell I was doing and who I was. This van has main plates and is very rusty, and it's very, you know, one of a kind. This is, I'm sure that nobody else has, you know, a van that looks as bad as mine does right now. No, I appreciate that piece. Like I said, there is a place called Matthew's Hope that I know about. That's the one I'm going to go to tomorrow. They have a small food area that they help you with food. It showers and medical help, but it says it looks more like a I don't know, like if you're sick, you know, small type stuff. It doesn't look like it's, you know, but they might be able to point me in the right direction towards, you know, diabetes care. I'm hoping. And we will definitely see when I go there tomorrow. I've got to look up, I think they open at like 8 o'clock or something like that. I've got to double check. It would be nice if I could find a place that has fuel assistance too, because that's just been, this thing eats up so much fuel. And I've got to move around each day. I can't sit in the same spots all the time. I mean, when I go to sleep I can, but like during the day I've got to move around, because if not, like I said, the cops around here are, you know, with that law or whatever, they look for people. And they know I'm homeless, so they're going to keep checking my insurance and all that crap, so it kind of scares me. I don't think they'll help me with my insurance, but, you know, anything, you know, I can figure out, any type of local help, it's going to be tremendous towards my thing. Such a beautiful spot out here, though. I just love it out here. This, in case anybody doesn't know too, this area of water is part of the ICW, so it's the Intercoastal Waterway. This thing goes all up and down Florida, past Florida. It goes up through North Carolina and all that. It's just a protected area. A lot of people sail in here and boat in here. This is, if they don't want to use you know, go out in the ocean or whatever. This is a straight path through all of, you know, everything. Yeah, 211 is a national. Everybody has 211. It gives you a list of resources, which they just tell you the places that help and all that. Which I, you know, like I said, there for here, which would be Matthew's Hope, would be where they direct me here. So that's where I'm going to try first. There is a few others that you can just look, you know, that are right online, but yeah, 211 pretty much, which I should call them anyways, because they do an intake for you, and that helps you get into a lot of other things faster. So I should actually call 211 too, because they actually do a licensed intake, which a lot of places will make you do to, you know, be considered homeless to be qualify for certain programs and help. There's not a whole lot of help in Florida. Florida's you know, very hard to get for a single male. It's hard to get help, but there are some things, and I definitely will. I need to take advantage of everyone I can. I should have done it earlier. I've been just like I said, I've been so sick, and I stressed. But I've got to, I've got to take care of myself as well. And I will definitely, do the intake part at least and see what they say. So, I mean, that's a step forward and whatnot. Just praying this painting job comes through, because that's going to help out with the insurance. But we'll find out tomorrow by the latest. If I don't hear nothing back by tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I'm not doing it. But we'll get there, Save my nickels and dimes, and for sure it doesn't. You're right. I kind of, it's always been a, I know I need to, and I'm going to. It's always been a hard thing to do, because it's almost embarrassing, I mean, I put myself out here on the internet every day, and that's embarrassing. And so I need to do that as well. It's just I've never had to be in this spot, I was always very well sufficient. I was always able to take care of myself, and it's just it's a hard spot to be in. I want to see if I can't zoom in just a little bit. Sorry. There we go. Let's see if we can get closer towards the water. Hold on 1 second. I just want to fix this view just a tiny bit. I wonder if I can. Let's see. I can do this probably. And then I can do this and push this down this way. There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. Minus the pole. I don't know why I parked in front of the pole. Yeah, and I appreciate the support you guys, even mentally. Like, I said, you guys have been amazing towards me. It is a beautiful spot. This is, like I said, this is one of my favorite spots here. I always sit here during the day. This is, it's very peaceful. Like I said, my boat used to be out here when I had my boat out here, and things were good. I should move that over this way. Oh, sorry guys, hold on. There we go. Nope, still got the sign in the way. I was hoping to get rid of the sign. Maybe if I go over this way. There we go. Nope, because I still want the bridge in the picture. Sorry, there we go. That's good enough. That'll work. You'll have to see the sign, I guess. I shouldn't have parked right in front of the sign. But if you see, you cannot, you're not allowed to park here between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. So I can sit here anywhere from, 6 o'clock in the morning all the way to 2 o'clock in the morning. But there's 4 hours you're not allowed to be at this park. And they do heavily enforce by the police. So. But we're looking at the island right in front of us. That's called Merritt Island. It's basically where I lived when I had my company. I was living on the water, but on the Merritt Island side. Yeah, I did work last year, and I did file my taxes. But I owe money on something, and now they're trying to just take that from that, so it's on dispute right now. I got some email saying they're garnishing my taxes because of fees owed. It wasn't a whole lot anyways. Like I said, I got sick last year. Last year I was sick most of the year, so it wasn't a whole lot of money. Yeah, it definitely sucks. Man, I think it's one of the nicest days since I've been here. It's just like the perfect temperature. I think it's like 74. There's a nice breeze in the air. It's just a perfect day. It's gonna be a nice evening out tonight. I think it'd be a little chilly. Yep. It is what it is, though, you know? Oh, it's freaking gorgeous out here. So did anybody do anything fun this weekend? I need to get out and start walking more often too. There's a lot of walking areas around here. I need to start doing that. Get circulation in my legs. My legs are starting to do really bad again from not really moving around, and all the sugar just like, you know, it goes down my legs and just chills there and kills my legs. I'm already getting neuropathy from the diabetes on my legs, and that hurts. So if I exercise more, I think it will help. Just hard to exercise when you're not eating right and you're not feeling well all the time, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it's something I definitely need to keep, you know, an eye on, is my health, because if, you know, the sicker I am, the less I can do, and the harder the situation's going to be. So my main focus really needs to be my health. There's just so many focuses. It's hard to focus on anything, you know. But I'm still better off than I was, you know, up north. At least I'm not freezing at night, you know. That's one less stress I have, you know. It's at least, you know, decent weather. I'm definitely, you know, happy to be back in my home state. And a place I know. You know, this isn't the ideal place in the world to, you know, be. There's a lot of work, a lot of money around here, a lot of things I can do, and I could, you know. But it's a place I know. You know, I know how to get places. I know where it's safe. I know where not to go. I know, you know, a lot about it. Catholic Charities of Central Florida. It's in Cocoa. I'll have to look them up as well. And I'm sure, like I said, when I go to Matthew's Hope or whatever too, they're going to point me in a bunch of different directions too. So I'm going to, you know, start working every day on the directions, as I'm not working at least. On the days that I can, that I have off, I'll be working on all that stuff too. So. But every information is great information, and I appreciate you even looking it up. I know they have a shelter in Melbourne, but I'd rather be in my van than in a shelter. There's just, I think it's just a shelter when it's too cold though. I don't think they have a regular shelter around here, but those around here are not good. They're in a very dangerous area, and it's just not the place I want to be around. Definitely a lot better off in my van. If you guys are just tuning in, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate it. All right, I'll definitely look that up too as well. Like I said, once we end this, I'm gonna make I have somewhere. I bought a pad of paper, and I have a pen in here somewhere. I'm just gonna find out where I put it, and I'm gonna start making a list of everything I need to do. This way, it's in front of me, and I don't forget, because my brain don't work all the time. Like, it's, you know, especially when my sugar's off all the time, makes it hard to think. So you don't, you know, remember stuff is easy and stuff like that. So I need to start writing this stuff down. I'm just gonna find that. I need to work on getting like a little solar generator too, so I have power, so I can like, I have a fan and all that stuff for the hot days, but I can't charge the battery, and there's certain things I just need a battery for. I mean, a plug-in for. Like, I could get like a little, you know, stove top. I do have a a butane stove burner. It's just a single burner thing, but I don't have any pots and pans yet. But this way I can start cooking food a little bit. That would make life a lot easier as well. Not being able to cook has been a hard thing. It makes it a lot more expensive to get stuff because you got to get pre-made stuff. Oh, I don't have an iPhone anymore. I just have a regular Android phone. But I'm sure there's a note section too. But it's just better when, I don't know, for me it's better if I write it down, it's right there, instead of, locked somewhere in an app that I might forget to look at, If I keep a notepad in my passenger seat, I can know I got to look at that notepad every day. And seeing it will remind me. It being in my phone might not remind me that well. Oh man, it's such a gorgeous day. I want to go fishing again sometime too. I got to get fishing stuff again. I love to fish. I just haven't been fishing in so long. Best place I ever fished though was the Keys. I don't know if you guys have ever been down there, but the Keys are so wonderful to fish. Especially if you go up down by the reef and stuff like that. Just amazing time out there. I miss me some yellowtail snapper. And they have some great grouper out there, the Goliath grouper. It's just amazing to eat. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, the bonnet head. You can get that around here as well. And bonnet head is so good to eat as well. I had a lot of that on my boat. They're good if you cut them up in a bonnet head shark. It's a smaller shark. They're only about 2 feet long. They're great to cut up into little nuggets and eat them. Oh man, my body is so worn out today. I need to take some insulin as well. I haven't had any today. I've been trying to take less insulin so it will last longer. It's not the smartest idea I've ever had, but at the same time I need it to last as long as I can. Not taking all my insulin is just, that I'm supposed to be, has made my sugars way off. Alright, there, I took this. At least I got some insulin in me. I don't even know what my sugars are yet. I haven't tested them today. I know they're very high because I can feel it. It's so funny though when you don't eat how, anything you like, your sugars can still be very high. I mean, I know it basically attacks muscle and it does everything it can, attacks everything and turns it into sugar. Because your body is starving itself. So it really messes you up when you don't eat. Oh, I love this spot though. I wish I was able to park here at night. I would just keep the van right here. I mean, I'd still have to go to the stores and get, food and stuff when I had to, but nothing really in walking distance. Well, kind of, but being sick, it's harder to walk that far. But that bridge right there is called the 520 Bridge. It's the name of the road or whatever, 520. Which connects Cocoa to Merritt Island. And then you go about another, 6 miles, 5 miles maybe. And probably about 4 or 5. Then you get into Cocoa Beach, which is really beautiful. Cocoa Beach is a wonderful place. Still haven't been to the beach yet. Yeah, I think he's wrapping it up as well, yes. There's just not a whole lot of on-scene stuff he can do anymore. That's why I didn't cover it today, because he was just pretty much, everything's pretty much wrapped up. They gave back the house, everything's, all lab stuff now and behind the scenes investigating, so it's not a lot he can really cover. And he's been out there for, a month now, so I'm sure he'll still, go online and talk about it or whatnot, but his on the boots part is probably done. He's been away from home for a while now. He'll be right across the state from me. We're about equally lined up with Tampa. He's from Tampa. I'm in, just diagonally across pretty much from Tampa. Just on the other side of Florida. Couple-hour drive. Oh man, I feel horrible today, just straight up horrible. Time isn't around anyways. I don't know why. I mean, it's like he's already been out doing so much. I mean, he kind of, I don't know. I think he did a great job, and if he wants to cover something, and I seen the video on that too. That was just crazy. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the attack on Iran and their, their leader being, killed? Lots been happening with Iran lately too. That's pretty. It's just all crazy. I mean, like so much is going on in the world, right now. It's just all full of stuff. I wish there's so many live Iranian feeds or like your Jerusalem feeds and stuff like that, like webcams. And I want to know how people use them. If they have to pay to use them to restream them. Yeah, I mean, it's as sad as it is. It's just there's nothing for him to do there. There's nothing else more he can do. He's put it out there for a month. Everybody knows about the case. It's definitely time to, it's not the time for the case to move on, but for him to move on to another thing where he can be helpful. Because there's not, there's just not a whole lot he can do over there now. I completely agree. And he did a lot. I mean, 28 days on the ground is a lot of work. I mean, he was out there every day, 12 hours a day, like, he put in a lot of time on this. And sure, he was, he was killing it out there too, but it's still, that's not why he's doing it completely, I mean, of course, it's his job as well, so, but it's, you gotta do, the question was, what are your guys' thoughts on the Iran attack and the president, the dictator or whatever over there, the supreme leader being taken out? Iranians are very, very happy with it, it seems. I watched a lot of videos on that today, and it's a lot of cheer and hope over there. But it also makes you wonder what's going to happen next. Yeah, I heard about that too. It's very sad. I'm not sure how, if the attack with wiping out as many people as we did is going to make them, stop the war, or if it's going to escalate further. Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely reasons behind it, and that are extremely important. It's sad for to be in war. At the same time, it's what are we allowing these people to do or whatnot, And especially if they get their hands on a nuclear weapon, it would be devastating. I didn't even know anything about it though till this afternoon. I was scrolling around looking for different things going on or whatever, but it's all just there's just so much in the news lately. I need to reach out to AP News. They have a lot of cameras out there, and I need to get permission to use some of their streams. And I want to see if they let me, but I've got to get a hold of them first.
She couldn't remember how to get the invite link. She told me to come out the following weekend to see Chris.
It's going to be an interesting time we live in, for sure, though. Oh, I wish my stomach would just stop this aching feeling, nausea, whatever feeling. Oh. Let's see. I wonder if you can. Yeah, the moon's out already. It's very small, but you can kind of see it. We got another couple hours till sunset, like an hour and a half or something. I don't even know what time it is. But if you guys are just tuning in, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you guys would like to support the channel, it helps me eat for a day, and helps me live, basically. My Cash App, Venmo, PayPal are at the top right hand corner. It's not expected, but it is appreciated. But like, sharing, and subscribing is absolutely free. If anybody doesn't know, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I live in this van. I'm just covering my story and telling her updates about myself. We do this at least once a day. We go live. Just talk about what's going on and my progress through everything. We built a heck of a community, and it's just a good place to be. If got about another 2 months left of, really cold weather and all that. I'm curious of how things are going to start acting once things warm up completely with the protests. I wonder if it's going to start getting crazy again. They've definitely calmed down. I mean, they still had, we have some things pop off here and there, like we've seen the crap with Tommy and all that stuff. And I guess they had something big in New York. But they're just not as big as they used to be. Which is good. I don't want them to be there, period. It's just stupid. Because they don't protest properly. It's always violent. At least 90% of the time it is. They have some good, ones that aren't. 77 there, nice. I think it's like 74 here today. It's pretty decent here today. I cannot complain about the weather. And a very comfortable, beautiful day. Ugh. A lot of people fishing here today. Eventually I'll be back out there fishing again. I miss fishing. It's very relaxing. Oh man, I wish I could wake up and feel normal. I just feel so down today. But tomorrow's another day. I'll get through today. Just gotta keep focusing on, the things I need to do to, make sure I don't lose this van and make sure I eat and take care of my health and whatever I've got to do, really. It's a constant battle of figuring things out. And let me tell you, I just can't wait till it's all over with. I just want to have a day where I have no stress at all, where I don't have to think about anything bad, I can just think about everything that's good and just relax, and I can go have it, enjoy my day. That's my goal. That's all I want. I want to have one normal day. I just want to be a normal person, to have a home and have food and not have to worry about, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that. And I will be a lot happier. Since we didn't go live today either, I'll probably do one more live again tonight. We'll do another hour live. We're going to do an hour live now, just to get in some hours. I can't do it for too long just because, like I said, I feel horrible. It's hard to even think right now what to say because my brain is just, my sugars are so high right now. My brain ain't functioning properly. But when we get back to our spot tonight, then we'll probably go live one more time. Around 8 o'clock, usually. I'd like to try to set in that time so everybody knows 8 o'clock every night. I'm going to try my best to keep it that time, as long as I'm not too sick or whatnot. Makes it so we can schedule better and, everybody knows when we're going to be on. Oh, but it is nice to just sit here for a minute and just talk with you guys and not feel so alone. Because I'll tell you what, it's a very lonely thing being homeless by yourself and not having anybody to just, talk about your day with, or, help you try to, talk about things or figure out things. Especially when you're trying to do this all sick. Yeah, it's because, that the shadow ban thing, since we got that strike, eventually it will again once they release the shadow ban. They said it could take a few months after being, after your strike goes away, which the strike's gone now. It's been gone for about 3 or 4 weeks now. So in the next month, I'm hoping that starts actually working like it should. It's a pain in the butt when the notification bell doesn't work, though. So if I can schedule it for right now, I'll plan on 8 o'clock every night. At least for sure for that. Anything that happens newsworthy will be kind of whenever things happen. But for the nightly update chat that when we do our hour live, that will be scheduled for 8 o'clock from now on. But since I didn't go live today earlier, I figured I'd just do 2 of them. At least helps us get a little bit more hours, and so we're not having a day with no hours. You know, even 7 or 8 hours is better than no hours at all. So that'll help. You know, as long as I keep focused on that, and eventually more people will come in too if I do it scheduled. So that will help out with hours as well. I think we're almost at the 900 left for the first part of the monetization, which would be 1900 more for the full monetization. It's in 2 parts. The first part is at 3,000 watch hours, and that's where you get super chats, memberships, and something about a store. And then the next one will be ads, and that's when YouTube starts paying you once you get to 4,000. So we're still quite a ways away from that. We're over halfway, but not very much. But like I said, that can change in a day. So, you know, we don't know when it's going to change or whatnot. Walking around with a bulletproof vest on. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it, but he's got a bulletproof vest on. He's walking around. I don't know. I mean, we're not in the greatest area in the world, but he's wearing a bulletproof vest just walking around. Like, just chilling walking around. Like, not like, yeah. I don't know why. I've never seen that before here. Like, just somebody, like, usually, you know, that's kind of strange. Let's zoom in on him real fast. We're gonna be nosy. Oh, crap. Ah. Sorry, guys, hold on. I completely just messed up chat real fast, so there we go. Let's just no, why is it not letting me zoom in on my it's just picking the camera. Sorry, hold on 1 second. I don't know if you can see it though. There we go. That guy right there. Do we see him? He's just chilling right there. Wearing a bulletproof vest. Now he's just like standing in one spot. Yeah, he's alone. Just him. Now he's jogging. I don't know. That's strange. All right, back to our view. But yeah, he's just chilling by himself, you know. You know, there are a lot of, you know, drive-bys and stuff like that, and it's not the best area once, you know, you get on the other side of the train tracks over here, but I've never just seen somebody walk into the park with a bulletproof vest on, so. Anything big in Cocoa, Florida happens, remember that we saw that guy. And he is on YouTube now. Could be nothing, but just strange, you know, out of the blue. Never seen that here. Alright, I'm going to move the chat back over to where it was. There we go. That was definitely an awkward thing. But yeah, I mean, with everything going on in the world, you have to really pay attention to everybody nowadays, you know. there could be, like you said, with the whole sleeper cell things. There's a lot of people are in this country that got in this country illegally. That could be doing a whole lot of things. So it could be a humidity bag. I don't know. It just looked like, because I mean the way, I mean it could be. I guess I never seen what those look like. I'll have to see. It just, to me, it looked like a bulletproof vest. It could have been, you know, like you said, something different, but it's just not something you normally see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to get something for the humidity for sure, because I'm afraid that with the mold and all that. Yeah, I'll have to look into those when I get money coming through. Once I get everything else caught up, you know. Not so many other things I've got to. But that's something I definitely got to do. You know, like I said, my biggest, you know, goal right now is to figure out the car insurance, because it gets canceled in a couple days, and food, of course. I know Kitten said she sent a PayPal, so that should, I haven't seen it, or I haven't looked or nothing, but that'll cover dinner tonight at least. I'll be able to eat a meal today, so I appreciate that. And then I'm going to go to Matthew's Hope in the morning and go from there, you know. Like I said, I just got so many things I've got to try to figure out. But I'll get there, one step at a time. Nope, not getting my taxes. They sent me something saying that I owed something for something there. I'm not going to get into like the whole legality part of it, but I had things I hadn't paid for, and they are garnishing my. I did get my state. That's how we got here, but I did not get my federal. They're taking that. It wasn't much, anyways, but they're garnishing it. Yep, it sure does. But it is what it is, you know. Unfortunately, when I got sick, I owed a lot of money to a lot of things, you know. Alright guys, well we did our hour. Like I said, tonight I will be back at 8 o'clock. We're going to set a time, 8 o'clock every night. We're going to do our normal chat. Like I said, today we're just getting 2 only because I didn't go live earlier. I wanted to get some hours and update everybody on the situation. So hopefully I'll see you guys all at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So make sure you set a reminder on that in case your notifications don't work. I will 100% be on at 8 o'clock. So yeah, we'll talk then. I'm going to go ahead and work on seeing if Kitten did, since Kitten said she said that, I'm going to see what that is, and then I'm going to get food with that so I can eat, because I'm starving. I haven't ate since Friday, and go from there. But I will talk to you guys at around 8 o'clock. So have a wonderful time. Till then, hope to see you all there. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and if you wish to support, the links are right above you. Thank you guys. Take care. All right, now I forgot how to. Hold on. I almost. How do I end this now? I forgot how to end it. Oh, there we go. See, my brain's going crazy. There we go. I found it.